Hello, and a very warm welcome to this webinar from Oakridge, which will give you an introduction to coaching. During this webinar, I'll explain what coaching is and what it isn't, the key roles in coaching and what each role is responsible for, and an example of a model that is frequently used in coaching. Coaching helps us to develop our own approach to solving an issue, rather than someone directing us or telling us what to do. In coaching, the coach will ask you powerful and open questions to help you to become more aware of what might be standing in the way of your ability to be successful in meeting a challenge. The level at which we all perform is driven by the potential that we have, minus the things that are getting in our way, the interference. It is the coach's job to help us to understand what is causing the interference and to help us to manage and reduce it so that we can perform at our potential. Coaching sessions normally last between 1 and 2 hours, and it is usual to take part in a number of sessions or a coaching programme. The number of sessions in the programme may vary, but typically it's made up of 4 to 6 sessions. Coaching is most effective when it takes place face-to-face, but it may also be carried out by telephone or Skype, for example. It's always important to have a confidential space available without any distractions, either from colleagues, emails, or the phone. We often hear the words coaching and mentoring used together or interchangeably, but they are quite different. A mentor is typically an expert in a particular field who can help you by giving advice based on his or her knowledge and expertise. It's a directive or a push approach. A coach's role is quite different from that of a mentor. A coach does not need to be an expert in your area, but can enable you to find the solution to your challenges by asking questions. Now and again they may offer advice, but on the whole they do not give advice. It's an enabling or a pull approach. In the workplace, there are typically 3 roles involved in coaching: the sponsor, the coachee, and, of course, the coach. First, let's have a look at the role of the sponsor. An effective sponsor will be involved at the outset of the coaching programme. He or she may be your manager or perhaps somebody else senior to you in the organisation. The sponsor's primary role is to be involved in setting objectives for the coaching and to ensure that these align with the organisation's objectives, as well as with the coachee's individual development needs. A 3-way contract agreed by the sponsor, coachee and coach is usually put in place at the start of the coaching programme. Once the coaching is underway, the sponsor does not attend the sessions, but may take part in review meetings during and at the end of the programme to check progress against the coaching objectives. The coachee also has a role in setting the objectives for the coaching programme. If you are the coachee, your objectives may be based, for example, on your development needs, a challenge that you are facing, or perhaps on your career aspirations. To get the best out of coaching, it's important as a coachee to have a growth mindset. This means being open to learning and feedback and to thinking through different possibilities and outcomes. It's also important as a coachee to be self-aware or to be prepared to develop self-awareness so that you can consider your individual impact on a challenging situation or dilemma and what you might do differently. To get the best out of coaching, it's also important for you to be prepared to take responsibility for finding the solution to your challenges or dilemmas, and also to take the time to attend the coaching session and to focus fully on the coaching for the duration of that session. As we have already seen, an effective coach asks open questions to help us to work through our dilemmas and challenges. Your coach will also listen carefully to your responses and reflect back to you what you have said in order to help you to be more aware of words and expressions that you are using and the issues that you are articulating. This, in turn, helps you to understand in greater depth your challenges and what might be having an impact on your ability to resolve them. In addition, a good coach will work hard to build trust and empathy with you so that you feel that you can openly express your thoughts and your feelings. He or she will also balance support with challenge in the questions that he or she asks you in order to encourage you to think differently and hence come up with different options of what you might do. Finally, an effective coach will always commit to maintaining confidentiality and will not feed back details of your session to other parties. In line with this, they do not give feedback to your line manager or to your sponsor. The only time that a coach would breach this commitment would be in extreme circumstances where he/she believes that what you have shared clearly demonstrates that you are either a danger to yourself or to others. In this very rare event, the coach would always speak to you about this before taking any action. There are many ways that a coaching session may be structured, but one of the most tried and tested models that your coach may use is the GROW model. GROW is an acronym. First of all, G stands for goal. Here, the coach will be asking you questions about what you want to achieve. What's the problem you're trying to solve? Next, R stands for reality. And here the coach will be asking questions around what's happening now. What's working well at the moment? What could be better? Who else is involved? Next we have O. O stands for options, so what could you do? What will be the impact of taking each option? And what other options are there? And finally, W. What will you do? And here the coach will be asking you questions to help you to build a plan for your next steps. So, what will you do? What support do you need? And how committed are you to this action, for example? The coach may also draw on other tools during the coaching programme, depending on your objectives and development needs. For example, he or she may recommend a 360-degree feedback tool, personality profiling, emotional intelligence questionnaires, influencing and conflict style inventories, etc. All of these help to build your self-awareness and can be used to help you to define different approaches to meeting your challenges. At Oakridge, we are proud of the high standard of coaching that we offer and the outcomes that are achieved via our coaching programs. If you would like to know more, please do get in touch with us and we'll be delighted to help you. Thank you for listening to this webinar.